right, thank you for joining us at this time. You're watching News Analysis live on Politics and Business TV. The top stories: Nigerian army says killed while on today. Former President Olusegun Obasanjo links activities of bandits and kidnappers to unemployment in the country. House of Representatives begins investigation into alleged certificate racketeering. Details coming up shortly. Right, I am Omo a piece of Semere. The Nigerian army says that soldiers killed while on peacekeeping mission in the Okwama community of Delta State are to be buried today. This was disclosed in a statement posted on the Nigerian Army's X handle. According to media reports, President Bola Tinubu is scheduled to be the special guest of honor at the burial ceremony, which is billed to take place at the National Cemetery, Abuja, by 3 p.m. Former President Olusegun Obasanjo has linked the growing activities of bandits and kidnappers to the unemployment situation in the country. Obasanjo stated this during his address at the 9th International Trade Exhibition and Conference on Agro-Food, Plastics, Printing and Packaging, which was held in Lagos yesterday. At the trade fair, which was jointly organized by Fair Trade Mess and the Organization for Technology Advancement of Cold Chain in West Africa, the former president described himself as a madman for agriculture, further stressing the need to promote agribusiness for food security, nutrition security, employment, wealth creation, poverty elimination, and income generation, particularly foreign exchange. According to him, the drive towards food security in the country must encapsulate food availability, affordability, and accessibility. Obasanjo, while calling on policymakers at all levels to ensure policy consistency that would allow farmers set short and long-term targets without worrying about possible policy somersaults which may topple their plans, noted that one of the most potent means of curbing youth emigration, unemployment and insecurity is to get more young people to embrace agriculture. Now, the Minister of State for Environment, Dr. Isiaq Salako, has said the ministry, through the National Oil Spill Detection and Response Agency, will be commencing periodic review of the plans of international and indigenous oil companies to ensure they stay on course to end routine gas flaring by 2030. Salako disclosed this yesterday at the National Stakeholders Engagement Meeting on methane mitigation and reduction in Nigeria's oil and gas sector. Salako said practical steps have been taken to address methane emissions, which is set to pose a major threat to the health and well-being of current and future generations and climate protection goals in the country. The minister noted that collaborative effort of government institutions led to the development of methane gas guidelines. Now, in view of his invitation by the federal government over comments on the activities of bandits, Islamic cleric Sheikh Gumi has said he had a productive interaction, with the agencies on how to curb banditry across the country. Sheikh Gumi had offered to negotiate with bandits who abducted school children from Kuriga Government Secondary and Early Primary Schools in the Chukun local government area of Kaduna State. It was against this backdrop that the Minister of Information, Muhammad Idris, on Monday disclosed the resolve of government to invite the cleric for questioning, stressing that Gumi was not above the law. But in a post on his X handle yesterday, Gumi assured his followers that there was no cause for alarm, adding that there was no animosity in the course of the meeting. He therefore called for unity and synergy to achieve long-lasting peace. You're watching News Analysis live on Politics and Business TV. Still to come, the Monetary Policy Committee of the Central Bank of Nigeria yesterday raised the monetary policy ratio by 200 basis points to 24.75 from 22.75%. A development some Nigerians say cast doubt on the effort to address inflation. Now, with an inflation at 31.70%, do you think The Apex Bank, under the leadership of Yemi Cardoso, is on the right path in terms of policies and decision-making. I will be having a candid conversation on this with an economist, Yusha'u Aliyu. All of this and more after the break. Do join us again. Welcome back from that break. Thank you for staying tuned. This is News Analysis live on Politics and Business TV. The House of Representatives has begun investigation into alleged certificate racketeering by some officials of federal government ministries, departments and agencies involved in alleged certificate racketeering with Nigerian students. Chairman, Joint Committee on Certificate Racketeering, Abubakar Fulata, who vowed to confront the menace in tertiary institutions during its sitting in Abuja, said certificate racketeering could cripple healthcare system and various sectors of the economy if not checked. Fulata said the House mandated its committees on university education, interior, foreign affairs and youth development to investigate the matter and report back. The investigation into alleged certificate racketeering is in view of an investigative journalist, Umar Audu, who had exposed how he bagged a degree from a university in Cotonou, Benin Republic in 6 weeks and subsequently participated in the mandatory National Youth Service Corps scheme. The journalist had subsequently accused unnamed officials of the Ministry of Education as members of the racketeering syndicate, a development that sparked criticisms by Nigerians. Now, the Monetary Policy Committee of the Central Bank of Nigeria yesterday concluded its two-day meeting for March 2024. The meeting, which marks the second MPC meeting for the year 2024 and also the 294th meeting of the CBN, raised the monetary policy ratio by 200 basis points to 24.75 from 22.75%. The CBN Governor, Yemi Cardoso, who announced this after the MPC meeting in Abuja, said the new rate was focused on reducing current inflationary pressures and ensuring sustained exchange rate stability. Cardoso stressed that the new MPR was part of moves to tackle the country's inflation, which currently stands at 31.70%. However, private sector operators have said that the hike in the monetary policy rate, also known as interest rate, will further accelerate the country's inflation and lead to massive job cuts across the country. Also, the Nigerian Association of Chambers of Commerce, Industry, Mines and Agriculture and the Nigerian Association of Small-Scale Industrialists explained that the increase in MPR would worsen the private sector's ability to access affordable credit. As a that with unintended number of the price that businesses would have to pay given the current state of the economy. Well, Nigeria has issued a circular to bureau de change operators informing them of the sale of $10,000 each BDC at a rate of 1,251 naira per dollar. This was contained in a circular signed by the bank's director, Trade and Exchange Department, Dr. Hassan Mahmoud, on Monday. The Apex Bank directed each BDC to sell the dollars to eligible customers at a rate not exceeding 1.5% above the purchase price, implying that each BDC is not expected to sell above 1,269 naira per dollar. That being said, we'll link up now with my guest, who is an economist, Yusha'u Aliyu, to discuss the interest rate, and the sale of dollars to the bureau de change operators. Well, Yusha'u Aliyu will be joining us via telephone, so we'll take this quick break to link up with him, and we'll be back with the conversation. To join us again. on business. This is news analysis live on Politics and Business TV. Pardon me. I would like you to know that we're streaming live on YouTube and Facebook, so you can join the conversation by sharing your thoughts on the comment section. Yeah, I have my guest who just joined us live via telephone, Yusha'u Aliyu. He is an economist. Good afternoon to you, Yusha'u Aliyu. Thank you so much for joining us.
Good morning. Thank you very much.
It's afternoon, Yusha'u Aliyu, not morning.
Thank you. Good afternoon. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
All right. Of course, the CBN is at it again, raising the interest rate. I mean, this is the second time the CBN is raising the interest rate, and you know it calls for concern. I mean, a number of people have come out to express, some of these concerns. The organized private sector already is saying that this is going to, incur more job losses, and it's going to trigger the inflation rate in the country. But let's get your thoughts. Is the Apex Bank under Yemi Cardoso on the right path, in terms of policies and decision making? Are you there, Yusha'u Aliyu?
The line is breaking. I'm here.
Okay, yes, I'm asking, with all that has been going on, will it be right to say that, the CBN is on the right path in terms of policies and decision making?
So what the CBN intends to achieve. But obviously, if it is controlling inflation, the CBN is not getting 100 basis in just 30 days and expect the cost of borrowing to be low. But whenever NPR is increased, interest rate is increased. Cost of use multiplier concept